that is literally 120 words. A creative and advanced science is the most important factor in the development of a nation. To build a scientific outlook and foster an understanding of science and technology is very essential for the educators in schools and colleges. But unfortunately, a look around some of the schools and laboratories for science education presents a dismal pictures of indifference and apathy for education in general and science education in particular. Aside from the regular problems of inadequate funds, school buildings, etc., science education generally has broadly three shortcomings that befall almost all schools in India. First, there is the question of curriculum and syllabus. In one of his articles, a scientist writes that the curriculum have been drawn up and textbooks written by college professors who have never taught in schools. They have tried to compress in the textbooks a variety of topics, some of which have little utility of relevance. The sums of the main problems of the curriculum of the science education in schools. Relevance and not attempt to relate what is taught in classrooms to what is outside the schools. The main argument usually in difference of such an overloading of textbooks with a variety of information is that the scope of science is increasing. Every time there is a new science and a student at the school level must be made aware of the new techniques that are taking place in the world. But that does not mean that level of secondary schools a student needs to know in the sense of collecting data about science. What he needs is an undertaking, a spirit of science, a sense of wonder at the world surrounding him, a capability to question rationally and scientifically so that he can develop this faculty of innovation by further evolving in his conception of universe. Merely heaps of information will on the contrary kill any sense of innovation in him by making him broad of the subject, if not by making him think that he knows all there is to know by reading his textbook. Science, by its very nature, is innovative and non-conformist. Any curriculum that forgets these basic aims of science is irrelevant. If it can give only knowledge about things and demands that this is the truth about science, it is going against any kind of innovation in science. Another point about curriculum is in its unrelatedness to Indian situation. Since all major scientific discoveries are done in Western countries and most textbooks or thesis papers are also from Western countries, all the examples of experiments are Western oriented. This is put enormous to the world in Indian textbooks. Second most important factor, that is the basic of science education in teachers. If the curriculum is adjusted to suit the needs of the students and society, but teachers are not right, or if they are not equipped themselves to teach the topics a more meaningful, why the whole purpose of educating science falls flat. The basic thing in science is to get it across the students in an interesting and exciting manner to foster a genuine undertaking so scientific spirit rather than helping them to attain high grades in examinations. But what generally happens at schools and colleges is that teachers do not have any real interest in the subject themselves, and so a general indifference prevails about the subjects. Science can be best taught by demonstrations, but generally teachers avoid any kind of demonstration of experimentation. Kids were they have. It is only one or two. So, if a class of 5th or 100 students has to learn, they have to queue up to the kit and pass it in the line, seeing it like watching a strange animal in zeal. In no school are the real experiments conducted by students themselves or no demonstrations are shown. Many institutions hold teachers training programs to educate teachers for teaching science, but as for seminars, these are generally vacation type of holidays for teachers and no serious work gets done. As a result, most of our school science teachers are indifferent to any kind of understanding science. Teachers, being the most important part of science education, has to be trained specifically for this very fundamental job of teaching science and scientific method, not as a branch of information, but in a spirit of innovation and research. And this can be done specializing teachers, training courses, plus some demonstration facility in schools, which is the third major problem facing science education today, namely lack of technical facilities and experiment laboratories. Facilities for teaching of science along with the related curriculum and good teachers is the third important basis on which science education depends. There are many schools today, in fact, most of them that do not have laboratory facilities, or if they have science hall, certain dead animals or chemicals in a glass and a general atmosphere of deadness prevails there. Hence,